Good evening, everyone. I'm going to come here, turn this off. And okay. For club business, only have one major thing. It's going to be a TLI this week, this coming weekend on the 16th, but they're advertising it as in person. I don't see it advertised as virtual, but it's going to take place at the Cornerstone Christian Church in Montgomery, Alabama. But we will get notifications from the district director or from the district as to when the other upcoming TLIs or officer training is going to be. And then another club business, we're in a new season, a new Toastmasters year, and this is going to be kind of a funny congratulations. And you may understand or may not understand, but Olivia Carter is the first immediate past president to stick around the following year in about 4 or 5 years.
Wow, you mean so usually people take presidency and they leave. You know what? Oh my goodness. Now that I think about it, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm here. Praise God. Sorry.
Yes. And don't have any other club business to speak of, really, besides it being a new year. So at this time, we will go over the roles, and I'll start as the Toastmaster, basically the MC of this meeting, and I will introduce each stage of the meeting and introduce each other person who has a role. So our table topics master for tonight will be Kevin. And can you briefly explain your role?
Yeah, hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Maurice. Yeah, as tonight's tabletop master, I will be asking you some very interesting and thought-provoking questions. I will read off the question, and then I will call somebody. When you stand up and respond, you normally respond for 1 to 2 minutes.
All right, thank you.
I return control back to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Right,
thank you.
Our general evaluator for tonight, as I understand it, is Olivia.
Good evening, everyone. I will be your general evaluator, and in my role tonight, I will basically go over the flow of the meeting. I will give my report during the evaluation period, and also at which time I will call on my evaluation team for their reports. That's pretty much it. Back to you, Table Topics Master Toastmaster Maurice.
Okay, and go over your other 2 roles.
Okay, sure. Good evening again, everyone. My other positions that I will hold tonight will be I am the grammarian and the all counter. So in my role as grammarian, I will be listening during the prepared speeches, pocket speeches, table topic speeches, and also the evaluations to listen for any misuse of the English language. I will also have the role as all counter, in which I will listen to those same speeches and be listening for filler words, you know, like, so's. The purpose of that is just to make us aware of the times when we are using those filler words, because a lot of times we use them unknowingly. And also it gives us an opportunity to appreciate those pauses when those brief moments of silence are present during a speech or a presentation, because silence is also an effective and active form of communication. Our word of the day this evening is, well, first off, our theme for tonight is a new season. And the word of the day is kibosh. Kai like high, kibosh. And kibosh means, the definition is to put an end or to dispose of decisively. He put the kibosh on the deal. Those are my positions. Back to you, Toastmaster Maurice.
All right, thank you. And our timer for tonight will be Donovan.
Yes, my role this evening is the timer. Basically, I'm gonna keep the time on the 3 sections of the meeting. The full section is the prepared speeches, and that would be 5 to 7 minutes. The way I'm gonna do it is this green cup will be at 5 minutes. This amber color will be at 6 minutes, and this red cup will be at 7 minutes. For the table topics, will be 1 minute to 2 minutes. So it's the same color scheme. So green for 1 minute, amber for 1 minute and 3 seconds, and this is for 2 minutes. And for the evaluation, will be 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Again, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and 3 minutes. Thank you, and that's my role of the timer for this evening. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Donovan. At this time, we'll move on to the next portion of the meeting, which is the prepared speech. And I will be doing the second speech of the evaluation and feedback, basically repeating the first speech based on the evaluation, and then adding a little more to it. So at this time, I will do the speech, and the title of my speech is the first hybrid meeting recap and moving forward. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, I am presenting the results and the organization and the results of the first hybrid meeting, which took place on May 16th, 2022. We spent at least maybe a year organizing for the first hybrid meeting. We had the Government Street Baptist Church in mind. The previous president to Olivia, Luke, was in communications with that church and trying to secure a place to conduct a hybrid meeting, but that ended up failing. But we did not give up, and we did not put the kibosh on hybrid meetings, because we're doing hybrid meeting now, and we've had hybrid meetings for the last 2 months, May and June. As you already know, the circumstances leading to organizing the hybrid meeting was that due to COVID in 2020, we had to put an end to in-person meetings. Or better yet, the old location of our in-person meetings which was Carpe Diem, they closed up. And they had to reorganize around COVID before they opened up again. Going on to the actual hybrid meeting, which was May 16th, 2022. We had basically a good outing, but there were a few things that could have been done better. But again, it was the first hybrid meeting, the first in-person meeting that we had since the pandemic. But a few things that were overlooked during the first hybrid meeting was that we have a lectern right here, and we have a flag. Therefore, I didn't need to bring our whole container of stuff, which I did for the first hybrid meeting, which had a portable lectern, a couple of flags, guest book, and a bunch of other things, including this streaming laptop, which you are viewing me with right now. So that was a few things, and among other mistakes, and we do this frequently, whether it's hybrid or not, is filling the roles after the meeting starts. And then another thing for the hybrid, another mistake for the hybrid meeting was that I initially put the streaming laptop too far away from this lectern, which later on in that same meeting on May 16th, I ended up moving it closer. So it's about the same distance away from the lectern as it is right now. And another mistake that was made was that a couple other people brought laptops, which is okay to bring, but you got to mute your volume if you bring your own laptop, and let the streaming laptop be the only one to have sound coming out of it. I also had tips for future hybrid meetings, and some of which we still need to work on, such as having all roles filled prior to the meeting start time, having the streaming laptop closer to the lectern as it is now, as opposed to the beginning of the first hybrid meeting. And those with laptops or devices on Zoom to have their mics and speakers muted, which was done pretty much successfully at the second hybrid meeting. And then have the entire meeting run according to schedule, because the security guard was going to come around 7:40-ish to make sure we're out of here. And then have all on-site participants go to the lectern or in front of the lectern, or basically by the lectern during their speeches and table topics. During the first hybrid meeting, we had a couple of table topics by on-site people where they didn't come to the lectern. So we straightened that out during the second hybrid meeting, which was in June. And again, I don't have to bring the whole equipment container to this location because we have a lectern, we have a flag. So that's less of a burden. On top of that, I have some other suggestions for success. One which Donovan brought up a few times was conducting a survey of the hybrid meeting. And I guess that would apply to on-site people and off-site people. Next, having a large screen or projector. As a matter of fact, I talked to the person who opened the meeting room. She didn't know all about the screen and how to run a projector. But we have a screen here, but we also have a white wall. So if we can't use the screen, we could probably use the white wall whenever we get a projector. And here's a suggestion from me. We don't have to do it, but I suggest possibly starting a hybrid meeting at 6:30 instead of 6:45. But that's something we can talk about in the future. So that is my speech on the first hybrid meeting. And I will relinquish the lectern back to the Toastmaster. At this time, we'll move on to the second portion of the meeting, which is our table topics. And our table topics master for tonight will be Kevin. Okay, are you unmuted, Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin, you're on mute.
Okay, thank you so much for passing thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read to you like a statement. And I'm gonna call on 3 people today in the meeting. I wanna make sure everyone is gonna participate. No one's gonna put the kibosh on table topics, right? Everybody's participating, right? Show of hands. Good, thumbs up, okay, great. And when I read the statement to you, you'll listen to it and then you'll give your response 1 to 2 minutes, whatever comes to your heart, whatever comes to your mouth. Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Okay, the first statement here I'm gonna read is, be quick, but don't hurry. Be quick, but don't hurry. Cora, will you take this question?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Carrie. Yeah, Carrie.
Actually, I was very busy in the making the evaluation. Could you repeat the question again, please? I'm sorry.
Okay, the first statement I'm going to read is, be quick, but don't hurry. Be quick, but don't hurry.
And the question is?
So I read a statement and I just want you to give your response to what you feel what statement means. Just talk 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, got it. Don't quick, but don't hurry. Absolutely, when I'm in a hurry to get somewhere. For example, I've got to work and meet somebody at 10 a.m. and they check the clock and already, let's say 10 minutes before 10. I need at least 10 minutes driving out there. So usually people really in the speed. But what I'm going to do is actually not to take the shortcut, not really hurrying. I'm definitely choose the most accurate, familiar route to get there. Because if I do that, if I take the familiar route, I know exactly what will happen. Where is the light? Where is the stop sign? How much traffic in around 10 a.m. and are definitely accurate. And I raise the possibility to avoid an accident. That's a great situation to describe what you say. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is that how do you pronounce your name? Is it Carrie? Corey?
Carrie, great.
Carrie. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My next question is, better to understand a little than to misunderstand a lot. Better to understand a little than to misunderstand a lot. Olivia. will you address this statement?
Good evening, everyone. The statement that I have is, in a question form, is it better to understand a little or to misunderstand a lot? My answer to that is it's definitely better to understand a little. Misunderstandings is the root of, in my opinion, or let me rephrase that, misunderstanding is the reason why we have no world peace. Simply because there are opposing sides and they just refuse to hear the other side out, to understand what the other side is trying to say, or either they misinterpreted what the other or the opposing side was saying. Yes, that's on a broad scale, but even on a smaller scale, I think any relationship, whether it's professional, casual, family, romantic, all relationships must be built around communication. And there must be a mutual understanding and agreement between the parties involved. So when there is a misunderstanding, you create a huge reason to kibosh the relationship. So for me, I'd rather fully understand a few things than to misunderstand a whole lot. Back to you, Table Topics Master Kevin.
Wow, thank you, Olivia, for that. I love the way you changed my statement to a question. My last statement,
Okay.
last statement is all endings are beginnings. All endings are beginnings. Donovan, would you like to address this statement?
Yes, I like that. Can you repeat the statement real quick, please?
All endings are beginnings. All endings are beginnings.
Okay. My question slash statement is all beginnings, no, all endings is new beginnings. So firstly, I would say that, yes, like, for an example, like one dot can make a line, and then the other dot is in the end of the line. If you actually draw a line out, if you actually think. But they're all lines that you draw and it never stops. And it's never ending. It's like a bottomless pit. And there are all times that are that way. And that's why I feel that most of the time, it is never ending. Even though that you want it to be the end. That's, well, it gets a little confusing. It's that you want it to end, but really it doesn't end at all. Like, just like the song, in the Lion King, the circle of life, it never ends because the old dies and the young is born. That's how I think of it. It's more of a way that it never ends. Like one life ends, a new life begins. And that's what I feel about the statement. Thank you, and back to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Man, Donovan, thank you for that. You gave us a great psychology lesson today. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. I would like to ask the timer at this time, were all the table topic participants under time?
Yes, it's actually a good amount as of right now, but I'll give you my actual report when it's actually time to do it.
Okay. Are we taking do we take a vote? Will we do that? Do we vote?
Sure.
Okay. If you like to vote for your best tabletop participant this evening, you could just send me or send, who do we send it to? Maurice, we send it to you?
Yeah, you can, you can do it over the,
Yeah, we could just do it over the chat.
yeah, you
Over
can
chat.
do that.
Just send a direct chat to Maurice of your favorite tabletop participant. And while you're doing that, I will return control back to the tabletop master. I'm sorry, the Toastmaster of the evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you, Kevin. And then I guess before the end of the meeting, I'll leave the lectern and then see who's got the winning votes. But at this time, we're going to go to the third portion of the meeting, which is the evaluation portion of the meeting. And our general evaluator for tonight is Olivia.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Maurice. And good evening again, everyone. I am your general evaluator for this evening. And before I go into the general evaluation, I would like to begin to call on the evaluation team. First up would be Carrie as she evaluates Maurice's prepared speech. Carrie?
Good evening, everyone. I am going to evaluate Maurice's speech. First of all, I would like to say this. He's in front of the camera in the library. This is a hybrid meeting. Now that was somewhat, well, very different from the Zoom. What we see through the camera versus on the Zoom to Zoom versus he's in the library and we see in the Zoom camera, it's very different. But he did very well. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much. I'd like to start with the clarity. I heard your voice very clearly. I don't know how you set the camera, but the voice sounded very clear and easily understood. That's also because your enunciation and the speed of speaking were very good. I'm not the native English speaker, but I caught the words to words. That was very good. The second, your gesture and comfort level. In the first some minutes, you look nervous. I could tell this because your body can waving and moving. That was nervous move. I would call it nervous move. But you become relaxing and then finally showing your gesture. And your gesture were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that because you, I can tell that you're getting relaxed. And the bigger gestures pulled out our excitement, enthusiastic. And it was so much fun to listen to. And the last part, I would like to say your challenge. Probably eye contact, because the camera is somewhat not really close to you, somewhat distant, because you're in the library and behind the podium. So if you really need to little big move your eye contact, you have to make an effort your eye contact. Otherwise, from our viewpoint, you just look at one camera only, just the straight. That's all. And we don't see any move or. So you want to coordinate your eye contact with the gesture sometimes, so that your speech sounds more exciting. And overall, I really enjoy it, and that was hybrid. It was a hybrid meeting. That's what we're doing right now. And thank you so much. And back to General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Carrie, for your speech evaluation of Maurice's speech this evening. Next, I will call on our timer, which is Donovan. Donovan, have you had a chance to finalize your report?
Yes, I have. So for tonight's Timeless report, for the prepared speech, which was given by Mr. Maurice Heidelberg, this speech was on false hybrid meeting and moving forward. This time was 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Then I'm going to move on to the table topics portion. Carrie's was 1 minute. Olivia's was 1 minute and 32 seconds. And my table topic was 1 minute and 57 seconds. And then for the last portion, for the evaluation portion, Carrie, I sort of started a little late because I was trying to type a question in the chat, but what I got was 1 minute and 56 seconds. That's my time off report for this evening. And I think this was a good meeting. So
Thank you.
back to you.
Thank you so much, Donovan, for your report on our time. And I will also be giving the report for the grammarian, the all counter, and the use of the word of the day. Maurice, as always, you had no issues with grammar. I don't think you misused the English language at all. You had no filler words, and you used the word of the day once. Carrie, same thing for you. Your grammar was great during your table of topics answer, as well as your all counter. I didn't hear anything. And then for myself, I did not hear any grammatical errors, nor did I hear any filler words. But if someone caught one, please be sure and let me know. And I also used the word of the day once. Donovan, in your table topics response, you use, and this is not like you. So I think your question was kind of a complex question. And I could tell that you were getting your answer together or your response. Very good response, by the way, but you used the word like twice, and I never hear you use filler words. So that's okay, because you were definitely put on the spot, and it was an answer that you had that caused you to gather some thoughts. So I think you answered it very well, but you did use the word like twice. And that is it for my report for grammarian all counter and use of the word of the day. So for my general evaluation, the meeting started between right around 6:50, 6:51 before we were done getting all the roles assigned and turning the lectern completely over to our table Toastmaster, Maurice. We have got to figure out, I would love to figure out a way for us to log in maybe a few minutes early, go over the roles. Sometimes I think we're going to pretty much at this time have to understand or accept that some of our meetings are going to be very small, like tonight. So we're going to have to take on multiple roles if possible. And if we can just log in maybe 5 minutes earlier to do that, then we'll be able to start promptly at 6:45 or at the beginning time of the meeting. But as always, we always put it together. Our meetings are always so delightful, full of energy, and I'm just happy to be a part of this group. So that is it for my, and I've just used and so I will put those down as filler words. That is it for my general evaluation. I do not think we have anyone doing an education overview. So if not, I will just pass the lectern back to you, Maurice, Toastmaster for the evening.
All right, thank you. And it's not customary for someone to unoccupy the lectern, but since I'm the only one here, I'm going to go to my laptop and see what the final vote tally is for the best table topics.
Okay.
We should. Does anybody sing the music? Do, do, do,
Mm-hmm. Oh, like on, is that Jeopardy?
do, 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 do. I don't know if I got it right.
Doom, doom, that's it. Yeah. Well, you gotta give him a little bit more time. You may have to hit it again, Kevin.
Right? If I'm understanding, looking at my chat, if I'm understanding correctly, each person got one vote.
We're all winners. Yay!
Yes. So we're all winners here at Hilltoppers.
Yay!
And again, there's no awards tonight. There is an award to present, but the person's not here and I did not prepare the award for test. So next week, hopefully, we'll be back in gear. But hopefully we'll present the award next week. And
Hey, Maurice, what's the award? I'm curious.
the Pathways Level Achievement Award. Finishing the level.
Oh, who finished the level?
That'll be West,
Oh, okay. What? Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's good.
Wesley Hillstrom. Maurice, when you're done, I do have some club business I would like to go over real quickly since we have a few minutes left, and we can do that after the meeting is adjourned.
All right. Oh, you know what? Speaking of projector's right there. I didn't even notice it until now.
Wow.
It's hanging off the ceiling.
Okay.
Go ahead and give your club business, and then we'll end the meeting.
Okay. The first thing was that was a very awesome, and I don't know why no one else thought of it ahead of time, but it makes the most sense. Can you hear me, Maurice? Can you hear me, guys?
Would you like
Okay,
would you like me to stop the recording?
Yes, you can, please.
Okay, I'll do that.